everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at a collaboration. This is KANG YUCHAN and from20 with the track Body Talk. It's a from20 remix. So what I've already done is taken a listen to the audio of this, so I have an idea of what kind of sound or adjustment was made. This is also a request by Way Better themselves. So if you don't know, Way Better is the label that both from20 and Yuchan are under. And if you don't know KANG YUCHAN, you may know Chan from Ace, same dude. So I have already marathoned from20's discography and movement quality as well as Yuchan's, so I can have a better idea going in what we have in store. I'm ready. I hope you guys are. Let's get started.
My body to know that. Baby, you light up my bed and my parts to do. See them fading away. I don't care who to connect. We start talking today. Baby, our chemistry. Forget language, you say ABC. We mean you words, how a melody. It's so risky, you get something deal. If you love me, baby, got me crazy.
Must be cold.
Just while we feel this private, babe. Your body language. If you love me, baby, got me crazy. I love it, champagne, make it season. Body talking so loud, you don't fake it. Say you love me, yeah, baby, we can do this all night.
That's funny. That was funny. I mean, I feel like many of us will talk about food like how they're talking about it, if that's what we're talking about. Come on, add-on. Thank you. We appreciate an add-on. Cute. And I also find it kind of fun how we have the hair and the coats are the opposing colors. I think that's fun. Okay. This is a really nice progress report, if you ask me. So, like I've mentioned, I've marathon from20 and Yuchan discography, music videos, as well as their movement over the years. So, I would say under Way Better, right? I can attest more to that than like Yuchan on his time with Ace, because I've only looked at like 4 different, tracks on his time as a group there. This was probably one of the best choreography structures involving more than 2 dancers, because one of the only other times where I encountered that under the Way Better label was with Beat It with from20, and I loved the song. Like, when I say discography, if you just take the dance out of it for a second, I think Way Better, all the tracks that I've heard, I would say most of them I would listen to again. I thoroughly enjoy. I really like the sound. Some of them we've already, shared our piece about, and that's fine. And I have a marathon that you can go watch and enjoy and partake there. Share your thoughts. On this one, I think the usage of we have texture. If we're choosing to go viral in a movement structure, it's not so redundant like you noticed in Eye Candy. It's not overly simple to where it feels unnecessary to have the dancers. You know what I mean? Like, there's a balance to be maintained. If you're going to have it a performance version like structure, which is kind of what this gave an impression with a couple, shots, frontal shots, right? then having a sense of complexity, not having to be overly polyrhythmic, no, but having something that supplements the eye visually, if you're not going to cinematically play around, it's needed. And I think they provided it way more here than what I normally see, which I appreciate. Now let's talk about it from the top, which is why I like marathoning, because I would have never picked up on that if I didn't look at what I looked at. Here we go. Got some snow. And the fact that they're talking about body talk, but to me it looked like they're talking about food in this, which I think it makes me love it more if that's the case. So we do hold on. I already missed. I was too busy talking about food. Here we go from the column. Nice ripple out with a nice extension or a grab. So I like that they created depth into that. And then we end up signaling and we jump through. Nice little separation. We walk through. Yuchan's entered the chat. We do a nice little speed change. And we're walking around to our spot on tempo. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, most likely pocket 2 that the dancers are walking on, making sure they maintain a nice tempo. I will also say this, for this type of track, the choreography matches well in tone, because an example I gave was it Call to the Wild, Yuchan's like more recent track before this one, at least in dance practice too. That was a note that I gave, or an observation I saw, is there was a disconnect between the movement to the music, because sonically it really takes you to a place environmentally, but the movement maintained surface level. There wasn't a lot of depth that allowed me to really saturate myself in sound visually, if that makes sense. Anyway, but from here, we're chill. For a music video, I'm glad that we're able to see a lot of movement. So we do a nice little speed change. We grab it. I like the snap. He snaps it, gets everybody, boom, looking and framing to the inside. Where you look a lot of times gives you a lot of information. All the dancers are looking to the inside. So my brain, even if I've never seen him a day in my life, I would want to go to center, right? I really like the legato on that. He does a really good job on the wave. Body roll down, he body rolls up, and he continues it through. And he takes it, instead of snapping, he actually does a nice little quick accent going in and out that helps us hear the timbre in a different way. I like that. I appreciate that. Then it looks like they all responded to that choice, speed changing around, because there's also this dun, 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 borderline dream-like stance, where a lot of times when you associate dreams, you can manipulate time, right? Like we see that whenever you're dealing with a space that's not reality, there's more manipulation involved. So speed changes can work very well depending on the timbre and tonal color you hear. That little do. So they come back up. I like the subtlety here. I like the little ISO going on with the head. That was cute. And then we do a nice little, like that, come on. That was more groove than I've been seeing in some of these solo works, guys. Like this was really nice. That right there. Then we do a little flick on it, pull it in, and I really like the every other, boom. And here we go with the two dancers, partner moment here, bringing it down, traveling it up. My gut feels like these two are normally a part of Yuchan's videos. I could be wrong. One of them had like a little, like a bandana that he would wear. And the other one had like blonde hair. I don't know. They could be. I don't know. But we end up noticing that we have more sounds have entered the chat. So we have more density of movement, also catering to it. We appreciate that. There's so much more musicality and there's so much more intention in our movement here. So much more than what I've seen from the other solo works. I really appreciate that. I bring it back, little pas de bourrée, and then with a nice little punch, and then I like the accent with the knee, traveling it through. I like the ISO over to the side. He says A, B, C. We open it up, little pas de bourrée, and I like the little lean into the upper body with the head. It works well there. And then we flick the leg up, the toss it up, good tension there. I like the swing around, little 3-step turn. I like the little lingering, what is it? When they take it, they're not just turning with it. There's this subtle rock that's enhancing it as they drop the level, incorporating the dancers back in. Not a basket run there. Thank you for that, because I noticed that a couple times in the other dance practices where we would see the basket runs. They cross, hit, up, and I like the head being down, and then boom, you have that part of the sound. Body's up, the cross, and then we create, look, more groove. We're here for it. Thank you. Then we set it back, like we're dugging. Come on now. But we're going na na da da. So we're hitting the intimacy of the falsetto. So that's why we're taking our time with it. There's a slowness to it. This doesn't have the same type of bounce like what you would normally see. And Teach Me How to Dougie like BPM and and sound, right? I don't mind it. I really like the sway. I like the flow of it. It's cool. We send it over, we bring it up, the subtle and the rock, and then we we clap it down. There's more polyrhythms in this. They're still on the simpler side, but I really appreciate them. Nice. They're steps. They're not bedrocks. A bedrock is where you fold it down from the ball of the foot, and when you see this kind of step, you normally see a bedrock. So I actually don't mind the steps on it. All right, hold on. See, this is where I wish it was fixed. It kind of looked like Yuchan was doing a bedrock and everybody else was stepping. I don't mind it. It doesn't matter really because you get the same point across. It's just one of them has a little bit more complexity because you're going on a different plane. They hit it out to the front. Come on, thank you. I like the trace with the thread in between, and I like the extension on it with the leg. And then we internalize it, bringing it to the inside, and I also like the more complexity of our formations. We're not just doing a V or a straight line. We have a V with 2 accent points out. We pull it in is nice. Yeah, that love me. We go and we scoop it out, which is fun. And then we have this little sway, and I like the little arm, little swing on it too. And then we go step, step, step. Now that, a lot of people would be like, Jess, that's a basket run, surely. I would say technically no, because of the tempo. Like they're matching it. They take 2 steps. Click, 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 click. So if a basket run, the issues with those, when you see them in Mega Cruise especially, when you watch Beat It by From20 specifically, if we want to reference it to the way better umbrella that we've been operating in on this marathon with both of these guys, when you don't factor in tempo and the intention is just to not be distracting as you transition in or out of a shot or out of a formation or whatever, that really just shows a missed opportunity for creativity is what I normally say. In this context, it is an intentional transition, but they were catering and being intentional to the music and to the tempo and the pocket that they wanted to go in. And that's why if you're going to basket run, that would be the way you would need to do it, which is what you just saw, which works. Look, we're grooving. Thank you. All night long. A lot of you are like, Jess, you keep saying that. It's because there really wasn't a lot of grooving in the choreo that I've noticed in a lot of the earlier tracks that I really get to see here. It's really resonating on how he's wanting to express vocally. It matches in these choices, right? I'm appreciative of it. It's cool. And then we take it, hit up, and you have that doom, 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 doom there. And he has a little moment, and then we rotate it around. We hit it out in, and then we rotate it with the hips, and then we boom, knock it up at the chest. And then we do a little ball, borderline ball change out of it, but we have more of something going on in the torso, and then we ding, 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 travel it up, so we have more of a rigid transfer of energy from the base up to the chest. Cool. And then we create more of a tension, trace down, using that, we toss it out, and then we run away. And then now they get into the next formation. Hello, you must be very cold. If we're like projecting snow, and there's like snow happening here, brother, you're cold. Now, does this remind me of like we're pulling like a Taeyong energy? Possibly. Also, I'm wondering, I've seen this multiple times where we see like the underwear showing Calvin Klein or Diesel, right? So I hope you guys get that sponsorship if that's what we're doing it for. But also, if you just like the brand, I get it because it is the pastel pink that matches your hair. See, I understand even down to the underwear we are color coordinating, which I appreciate because some people don't think that far. So we're nice and frozen over on the side. He goes, night. Yeah, it's all of this just reminds me of when Taeyong enters the scene. I think it's the mix of the glasses, all that stuff, which if that's what we wanted to do, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I feel indifferent to it. You should be my fantasy. And the little wave was a fun moment. And it looks like we have, what is it we're doing with our feet? That's fun. See, I really like the choices our dancers get to do, or what our dancers are doing. So we have the chest, and I like the little heel toe going in as well, and I like that we bring it to the outside, because if everybody goes to the outside, the center point is going to be naturally focused on, which we like. And we come back up, and we do a little rooftop with some tension out of it. And then we look at it, and he has a little moment out of it, dropping it down, and we go a little sway, and sway. We cross, uncross, we rotate it up, we travel it down, bring it up, and then we sway. Same thing, so it turns into an add-on. And I like that everybody got to do their own little flavor, which is cool. Bring it up, we toss it away, little ball change, and then we end up crossing it, and then we trace it down, and then we have a little tease in the hips. Here we go. Now the real test is, how does Yuchan and from20 dance together? Real question, right? Because something I've noted about from20's movement is he doesn't really groove that often in the chest, and you can really clock it when he dances with a lot of dancers or whenever he has dancers, period. But he really improved in that area, specifically on his track Social. So it's nice. So they go through and they go, I like the reverb there. So what's the difference between a rebound and a reverb? Because I've mentioned both. A rebound is equal energy going in and out. Yes, you can speed change out of it, but you're not hanging out there. If you're reverbing, you go from a loud movement to a soft movement, right? You can think about it in acoustics in a room with how sound bounces off walls is kind of how I would, that's the equivalence when I use those descriptions. That's what I'm referencing to. So that would be a reverb, and that's how you can kind of tell the difference. And your body demands are a little bit different there too. So they set it back. They're hanging it down pretty well. I just need to watch it real quick. Hold on. So we've had all that. Travel it forward. Yeah, they're bedrocking that. Because there's that little twist happening in the foot. So I'm saying, I'm going to clock that Yuchan and from20 are doing the bedrock, which is this roll down, and the dancers are just stepping with it. I think it's fun. Tap down. Also, we have this little like clap down. Like we're feeling ourselves is what this is. I get it. I mean, it's definitely one where you commit. And then you hit that doom, 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 doom. So I like the rotation up, and I like the syncopation of that on that sound to get us to drop down. The opposition is fun. Travel it around. Same as what we've seen before. So they are actually low-key pretty cohesive together. It doesn't look like the Yuchan is using so much more groove than from20. It looks like we're applying ourselves equally, which I really appreciate. I'll set it down. We have the arm swings. And they go down. No, guys. This was really funny. I love that party. I hope they got to actually eat it and not just pretend to eat it. God, that looks really good. Yeah, you better eat that kimbap, brother. And then we break it, nice little tension, and then we trace it down. So, now this, guys, is a beautiful example of something that I wished I had more of in their discography. Both of theirs. Add-ons, break-offs, dynamics of some kind. We have more dynamics in this dance than probably in most that I've seen from the label. So keep doing this. Add more. Why? Because if you're going to have simpler choreography, then supplementing with dynamics, meaning ripples and levels and add-ons and break-offs and things like that, or really nice textures, really help the eye. If you're not cinematically doing anything, or you're not doing anything in content, that's going to be your next best bet, right? And so in looking here at this music video, that's something that really helps, is that I get to see the content, not just in uniformity the whole time. Yes, in a lot of ways, I do see it. So I would say what you see here, add more of that earlier on, that would really help. Because if we have a lot of uniformity, a lot of times it prompts people to have to look with a microscope, and you can showcase more, there's more missed opportunities that way, because you just want the audience to focus on the content, which to a degree is really nice. And I would say in the very first course, it works great. But if you have your course longer than 2 8 counts, then it can start, we need to have a shift so I can continue to digest it on a different plate, right? Or present it in a different way so I can enjoy it, instead of on the same plate in the same way. I love that. You better eat. Love it. So they're together. Love it. And there we go. They move to the inside. I like this little moment here. Like, all that was really fun. I love the levels, guys. Look at that. This whole thing starting from the add-on to this, like this, and also the beginning ripple. We love. More of that. More of that. Look, an add-on. Oh, we're dying. Thank you. Body roll goes a long way with an add-on. Gosh. And then we go, and we're mirrored because we have even number feature, when you have 2, and then you have an even number dancers mirroring looks really nice, and it can be balanced, it can be symmetrical to a degree. And then we punch it out, which is nice. Did somebody lose a hat in that take? Somebody done lost a hat in that take. I caught it, but you know what? It's okay. Tonight, and we hit it up, and we walk. I didn't notice it in the full run. It's life. In their partying moment. I love this bubblegum opposition. I think it's fun. It feels like a collab. Way better. And it's the W. See, I get it. I will say, this is way better than some of the other dances I've seen on both of their discographies. I would consider this as a success and a step in the right direction. I really liked this. This is cool. Especially make the song about food. We're here for it. Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching with me. Thank you, Way Better, for the recommendation. I'm really glad to hopefully be of help. If it's something that, you guys care to listen to, that's also fine. And yeah, I also want to hear from you guys. If you guys are interested in any of my thoughts on any of the other tracks, it'll all be available in their respective collections. However, if Way Better comes and they're like, oh, Jess, we're kind of not a fan of you doing these tracks, I'll remove them out of respect to the artist. Because why? I don't do this just for fans. I do this for artists as well. And if this is beneficial, we keep it. And if it's not, then we respect it. You guys know me. I know you. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.